Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We finally have a move set for Ingrid, and I am going to be kind of breaking it down because it is a lot of text. So, for my blind FGC friends who uh, can't read text because there is literally no voiceover talking about this text, so I thought I'd go and talk about what it is saying, what the moves look like, all that jazz. You know, if you want to watch a really good breakdown, always go watch Rooflemonger. He's really good. But I am trying to do my best here to make content, especially for my blind FGC homies. So let's get into it. So we have Ingrid in her new outfit, which is a mix of purple and white. She's in this dress, and it has these like frilly shoulder things, and she's in some like purple tights, purple white-ish cream colored tights, and she has this kind of a new nun's type of thing that cover her ears, kind of like buns for Princess Leia. And I believe we are at reuse stage. Yep, yeah, we are at reuse stage. She's basically just created reuse stage with the cherry blossoms tree and cherry blossoms on the ground. She is going up against Ed, and Ed is in his um outfit 1, and he has red and black boots on with black jeans, a teal colored jacket with no shirt, so he is pretty ripped, red gloves, and the jacket has a red hood. And so it says Ingrid is a versatile character with a variety of projectiles and and movement techniques at her disposal to be expanding sun crests. She can unleash full power of the sun to subjugate her opponents. And so she has her first projectile. It says Ingrid is using projectiles to keep her enemies at bay while she stocks up on Suncrests. Once she has her fill, she can expand them to deal more damage. The more stocks she uses, the greater the effects will be. So she just did so they've turned her projectiles from Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper into something somewhat new. Um, and I will show that off I should maybe stream her and show off what she used to be and then what she is going to be now. Um, so I could do that if you guys want. Actually, I probably will just do it anyways. Because I have been playing Ingrid in Alpha 3, and I really do like her, and I kind of understand um, from playing her what her movesets are translating into be. So yeah, she shoots out these sunbeams, somewhat similar to they kind of look like they have range of Luke. Like graphic wise, like look wise, they kind of look like Luke's, but they're sunbeams. So yeah, so she has that projectile, and then she it says um so she just did a medium one, which I think kind of is a just ball of energy, and it kind of just floated there for a second and then shot through. And I'm guessing that could be a medium one. And then she still has one in Alpha 3. She had one that kind of was like an anti-air that just shot up, and I believe that was her heavy. But this time, that also shoots down at like a triangular angle. She shoots it up, and then it goes down and hits low if you're close enough. So there is probably going to be a second button press for that to happen. And then she just did her crest stock up, which I'm assuming is going to be down, down, and punch maybe, or probably down, down, and just a light, medium, or heavy for modern characters. So seeing that is how pretty much that system has worked with characters like Ryu, Blanca, E Honda. Who else has that? Lily has that. Is there any new characters that have that? I think that's the only characters that have that. Oh, well, JP has that in an actual move. It's not more of a stock move. Um, but yeah, those are the characters that I can think of off the top of my head that have that down down input move. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to keep with that down down input move to get a stock. And then once she has a stock, that kind of helps her do an EX. And yeah, so that one is once you have two stocks, it is definitely way more than her normals. So we go to the next screen and it says, despite excelling at range attacks, Ingrid also has some simple yet effective combos up her sleeve with some stocked Suncrest on hand. Unleash her explosive might at any distance. So she has this kind of spin kick that used to be they've changed it um, from alpha, and her light one kind of just does a light kick and a punch, um, twirly move, and I think it's a knockdown. Yes, that is a knockdown move. So it looks like medium does her other move, which I want to say it's quarter circle back kick, where she whirls and then she does a backflip kick into a launcher, and that also could be a knockdown. But when she does her sun crests, she can do the spin move into um, a sunbeam hit and then continue into the backflip kick in the corner for a continuous combo. So we have Sunshot. Sunshot is shoot a ball of light in front of you at, that briefly stops before launching towards your opponent. Useful in combos and for checking opponents from a distance. So, if you wish to know more about me, let me indulge you. First up, we have the Sunshot. I can choose to fire this projectile from different points and change its trajectory. And so, yeah, she is shooting these Sunshots and they're stalling, and then she can continue them. And like I said, she has a straightforward one, and then I'm guessing her heavy, which is an anti-air, also has a trajectorial down. It goes up then down towards the opponent, so it's good for anti-airs. And then if they don't get baited by the anti-air, you can shoot it down. It says, however, if you hold the button just a bit longer, you see, just like that, I'm able to charge the speed and angle of my projectiles, confuse your foes, and make them regret taking their eye off of my beautiful visage and with a parry. Oh yeah. So she does get closer, and so you see Ed parry, but then with that parry, she just walks up and grabs him after the parry and does just a neutral throw, which she kind of taps him on the head and like freezes him for a moment. Overdrive, overdrive. Your turn. Your turns use some rather odd words. That's just more powerful variants of ordinary moves. An overdrive sunshot, for example, hits more times and with even more force and leaves them with no quarter. And this is crazy because it says, shall I throw you a bone? Letting you in on a little secret. You can fire overdrive shots even when the regular shots are still lingering. Swap between them to rain fire on your opponents. So that is crazy because there's nobody. I mean, she is a god for crying out loud. So she could do this, but that is broken. That is some literally broken things right there. Because you can just shoot a straight on, then shoot an angled one, then down, and then shoot another straight on. And you can just repeat that over and over again. So we have Sunflare, shoot a beam of light in front of you. Using the light version, this attack stocks a Suncrest. Okay. So that is so I'm wondering if for moderns will do a there. I wonder if there's a combo where she will stock Suncrest like Jamie stocks. Oh, and Jamie too. Jamie down down for drinking. I totally forgot about Jamie. Um, so yeah, it says unleash medium sun flares and a great way to stop your foe's advances from mid range, but using the Suncrest stock is where it really shines. With the light version, you can stock up 4 Suncrests, hold the button to gain stocks more quickly, then look for an opening and razzle dazzle your foes with a pose. And she does her little stock pose, which is her jumping up, kind of like a Chung-Li thing where she jumps up and, puts her legs underneath her. And, but she kind of like has her hands open and she's like, haha, look at me. Does just that cute kind of girly pose, jump up thing. And it's really, it's cute and whatnot. And then she does a twirling one too. She kind of just twirls. And then, whoa. So with this one, it says unleash a heavy sunflare once you have Suncrest stocked. Use up to 2 stocks and can be used at once. Almost effective number of hits in a range. And the follow-up potential of attacks, which she just shot Suncrest and then teleported within the Suncrest and did kind of a similar kick that you have with Sea Viper, which for modern players is just a neutral special. I want to say it might be quarter circle back for classic. I could be wrong, but I just know it. Yeah, it's that kick that Sea Viper has. Similar type of kick that Ingrid is doing. So the overdrive one, this one right here is my secret weapon. Like the heavy version is automatically uses Suncrests. So she uses a hard beam, and then she gets two stocks, and it's just ultra insane, just super heavy. As long as you have 2 Suncrests stocked, you will see its full destructive force. Yeah, and then oh my gosh, so she shoots this heavy suncrest and then teleports up into the angle, kicks down, and then does her backflip kick into a to continue the combo, and just does a hard knockdown. Solar burst. So solar burst, while airborne, shoot a beam of light towards the ground using the light version of this attack. Stocks a suncrest. Okay, so this is her airborne um, solar burst, just jumping forward, and just like Akuma. Who else has a jumping forward projectile? Is it just Akuma? No, it can't be just Akuma. Somebody else has to have a uh, jumping forward projectile. Akuma's the only one I can come up. I can think of right now. Um, Remind me. Tell me in the comments who else has has a downward um, projectile. But basically, this is her downward projectile of her Sunflare utilizing Suncrest. Don't forget you can cancel it from Halo Flight. And then it looks like you can get stocks while in air. It looks like you can jump and then down input and get multiple stocks while you are in what they call Halo Flight, and it hits kind of low too. If you were on your way down, you will be able to literally just hit with this solar burst straight to the face. And that is what Ingrid just did. Yeah, she just did. What was that? Let's watch that again. So she just did this floaty light move, and she just did a hit, knocked up, and then literally she's inches off the ground. Did a sunburst straight to the face. So she has these mix-ups, which is crazy. Her overdrive version uses Suncrest stocks to further increase the window for follow-up attacks. Although I really just see them as knockdowns, think of the overdrive versions as essentially one stock rank above normal versions. If you can grab this concept, the rest should come naturally, no? Oh, dang, yeah, she just did a sunburst straight to the face. And then her twirl uh, with her backwards um, flip kick um, into a launcher knockdown. Although it just doesn't it doesn't knock down. Oh, she did it again, but then while on her way down, she did another solar burst and put Ed in the corner. So that is definitely a new kind of move because you definitely did not have that in Alpha 3. I'm pretty sure you couldn't do anything like that. No, because you didn't have anything like that in Alpha 3. So yeah, they are definitely giving her these projectiles is definitely um a real upgrade from Alpha 3 and very modern concept for Street Fighter 6. Okay, so we have Sunrise. Unleash a spinning attack useful for combos or as an anti-air. So that is Sunrise is her basically she does a backflip kick. So that is that move. So just a light, she can just that's a really good anti-air. And then her medium Um, it says, yeah, the medium version is useful for stringing combos together, and you can cancel into it from the light attack. So if, from Alpha 3, um, basically Alpha 3 is her medium. You do this spinning move into the backflip sunrise kick, and that was how you do heavy. And I want to say it was quarter circle back, or was it forward in Alpha 3? It was one of the two. And so she would just spin and she would kick. And I'm gonna have to look to see what the modern version is, because in Capcom Fighters collection that Alpha 3 is in, they put in modern moves and modern move sets, so you can do these moves in a modern type way. And they also have it for her supers as well. But her supers are totally different from Alpha to this. But I will probably do a Ingrid video maybe next week before she comes out to, or maybe this weekend. We'll stream some OG Ingrid and see what her move sets are in that game and how they're going to translate into 6. So yeah, she just did light punches. And then her heavy, it says the heavy version requires some finesse to pull off, but if it connects, you can follow the move up with a solar burst, and teach you more about that in combo trial sometimes. So her heavy is her launcher, which a lot of female players have. Chung Li comes off the bat right now with her kick to do stomp, stomp, punch, punch. And then you have Kimberly, um, who has a launcher, and you can do some damage um, with as well. So Ingrid is keeping up with the other ladies in the game to have some aerial uh, launch combos. So that is cool to see that she is in the aerial combo ladies club. Her overdrive, it says, here's a kicker. Oh, even if your opponent blocks this attack, you won't be left open for a counterattack, because it does a knockdown. Or no, it doesn't do a knockdown, but you'll be able to block, it looks like. And then it looks like you can cancel in. It says you can cancel out of the third attack into a super arc, making it easy to lead into throws and combos. So she did, I want to say maybe that is her level 1, which basically looks, or it could be her level 2, which basically has the same kind of mechanics-ish as JP's level 2, with all the spikes coming out, but these are just beams of light coming down upon you from the top. It's not coming at you at all sides. It's just coming down over the top, on top of your head. So you have to block that and make sure you're not getting hit with her spinning punches and the sunrise kick. But if you do, then you could get caught up in a mix-up with this. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a level 2, because if JP's is level 2, I'm pretty sure Ingrid's is a level 2 as well, just following what they have been doing in the past with supers. But yeah, you could get mixed up real easy. So Sunveil, so countering an opponent's attack and set them flying, can also used to absorb projectiles. Oh, and this is crazy. So this Sunveil is an attack that I found very unuseful in Alpha 3 because it never really connect. I didn't know how to connect it right because the the opponent had to be at a you had to catch the opponent at a certain point, and it was always hard for me, and it still is always hard for me to gauge how that mechanic works. And the hitboxes were just I never could figure out the hitboxes in that move in Alpha 3. So I honestly barely used Sunveil, but Sunveil is a move where you got grabbed and then you got basically thrown up in Alpha 3. But in Street Fighter 6, you are basically being teleported away from, you are teleporting your opponent away from you. And so it's basically this command grab where you're getting grabbed and then teleported and thrown away. So yeah, if they grab you or do anything, so you can use Sunveil to basically like suck into a portal of their projectiles. But it has to be pretty precise timing to do that. That's pretty crazy. Having trouble grasping how about the best time of this move? Kind of. I have. Well, if you use it as an overdrive attack, the window of effect begins much earlier, making it quicker and easier to counter. So if somebody punches you and tries to come in at a punch because Ed just punched low and then just tried to do a neutral punch, but while doing that neutral punch, Ed was sucked into the vortex of the Sunveil and is now thrown. But wait, there is more. You can use it to absorb projectiles, and that that hit multiple times, and hold the follow-up attack to counter throws. It says don't try this against Super Arc, so okay. So you can you can absorb EX projectiles. It looks like because Ed just threw a super an EX his EX projectile, and she basically absorbed it. He tried to come up, and she countered with a command grab, and just threw his ass across the stream. Vanishing Sun. Use this instinctively to set distance. Medium and heavy versions will perform as an attacks after they teleport. Oh yes, okay. So this move is a triple whammy. Input forward for heavy versions, input medium for medium, or input down for medium versions, and input back for light versions. Ta-da. So you were kind of having a Alex-esque type of, well, no, actually, this is more of a, I want to say like a Zangief, or not Zangief, but Sagat's like level 2 super, um, which if you press uh, forward, down, or back, but this is an actual move, Vanishing Sun. So Vanishing Sun is her teleport move. Um, so you can use Vanishing Sun um, uh, into going forward, back, or um, well, if you press it forward for heavy, down for medium. So yeah, I'm I'm wondering if light makes you go back because you can light. So you can do a light, and this is somewhat of a it's not a grab, or it's like teleport move, just like Dalsum um has somewhat of a Kuma, because Dawson does have aerial teleportation, and he has just side to side teleportation. But this move, um, it's like Dalsum's teleportation mixed with the kick and the Rhino Horn move, the kick that Sea Viper has, and the Rhino Horn move that Elena has. You can kind of do those moves into each other with this Vanishing Sun move. That's basically what it is. It's basically Dalsum's move into a Rhino Horn, um, to give it perspective. So, which is crazy. So Ingrid's forward closes the gap, pressuring your opponents. Even if blocked, you're protected against counterattacks. So input down to teleport above your opponent, so that's medium, and unleash a downward attack. It's not the fastest move, but guarding against it leaves opponents open to further attacks. So you could, once you, because you will reach the ground first before they get their knockdown, and then you could go for a uh, a solar, what was it, a solar beam attack, the one that the ball that hits starts from, what they showed was the ball that kind of has an aerial hit and then hits Ed downwards. So you could do that, in theory, once you have them somewhat full screen. And then she has basically um, uh, from full screen, she can pretty much go full screen, and it says, um, and so she basically did like a drop elbow, instead of a kick, um, and then she just punched. So yeah, and then you can do it backwards. I'm guessing that's backlight, to put some distance between you and your opponent. You can attack simultaneously by pairing with your Sunshot. Sunshot, that is the move I was thinking of earlier. The Sunshot, or stocking up a Suncrest to power for further moves. So you could do a back teleport to Suncrest, or back Vanishing Sun to a Sunshot, and then she just did. I want to say that's the medium Sunshot, where she shoots it up. Yes, that is medium in Alpha 3, but that has that continuation to have it angularly down, at a lower impact at the feet, and then she kind of just rushes up on that. So now we are seeing her going up against Takuma in her OG purple girl, school girl type outfit with white tights, and then she has her hair and pigtails and these bun looking accessories. And we are at the Coliseum fighting Akuma, and we are talking about the Shining Sun move. Attacking your opponent. Hold on, let me go back here. They did pause just in time. Attack your opponent with a series of rising kicks, custom stock Suncrest for further boost its properties. This move is invincible on startup, making it useful way to turn the tables. She just high-fived her little buddy. Versatility of this move and combos can't be understood. It's very rific when you want one last bit of damage. You can also utilize the temporary invincibility it grants to turn the tables on your opponents. Okay, that is crazy. So basically, she does this ultra shot, and I think this might be her level one, her Shining Sun. She does an ultra shot into a super, um, what is it? Vanishing? No, not Vanishing Sun. I can't think of the other move, the backwards kick move, but it's super EX'd. And then she does a kick, um, straight up a kick, which kind of reminds me of the Sagat knee. Um, uh, and you still have that, and it's I guess a kind of hard knockdown. You do land first. But then the thing is now she has another one. It says, and that's not all. If you have a sun stocked, hold down the button after the technique is performed. Basically, once she does her backwards kick, um, and perform a nice power up. So basically, she does her backwards kick, and then she does was it a level 2 Lily move where Lily does the cyclone. So she basically has a cyclone move as well. That so I'm guessing this Shining Sun has different ender or different type of moves, just like Sagat's level 2 does. And this next one basically has her doing a whirlwind type move like Lily has. So she does a really crazy heavy backwards kick and then into a whirlwind type move. And then she just kind of uh, does this um, starfish type of move where she just puts her hands and her legs out like a starfish and lands, which is like at the last hit. And then this other one says, if you that's not all. If you have Suncrest stocks, um, so she has this one where she does this grab move and spins you around into a ball, and then in that ball she just kind of just like does a butt slam, and then you end up uh if you're Ingrid, you will end up full screen away from your opponent. The Order of the Sun. So I'm guessing Order of the Sun might be her level 2. Fire a beacon of light into the sky that rains back down as damaged projectiles. The strength of the move will determine its range of effect on consuming stocks. Stock Suncrest will further the boost of its projectiles. Interesting. Uh, so talking about meteor showers, rays of light will shower down over a period of time. Light, medium, and heavy inputs change the duration and the position of this attack. So yes, this is definitely her level 2. So her level 1 does one that's kind of closer to you. Her medium one, so which is interesting. So this is basically like JP's. Um, I think um, I think JP has the same thing where you can have it uh, as a light, medium, heavy. I only do it. I think the light version with modern. So yeah, if you the thing is if you do the heavy one and you're not full screen, it will hit behind your opponent, and your opponent will only get hit by the last hit. So there is that. The light version drops lights in front of your opponent, while medium aims for their head. Heavy versions will rain lights behind them. It's useful for stringing together combos. So study up. So she basically does Order of the Sun, a light version, and then she does her spinning. Why can't I even think of that move? I'm bad with remembering the names of moves. So her twirly backwards kick move, she does that while right after um, one of the last beams hits you. And gets you into, it looks like a medium. Oh no, that was a heavy, because she did that into a sun veil, or the overhead, her overhead projectile, or her floating projectile, just straight to Akuma's face. So now she did a medium and just let it ride. She says, I nearly forgot the most important part. With Suncrest stocked, holding down the button increases the number of these little stars. So if you have Suncrest stocked, then you uh, gain more. You have um, more of these meteor showers hitting your opponent. Cosmic Ray. Okay. Summon a a signal at your opponent's position that unleashes the power of the sun. Useful as a high damage option in combos. This is one for your eyes only. To pay a close attention, this attack manifests a projectile at your opponent's position, and when it connects, magic, pure magic. So, what happens with Cosmic Ray? She does basically a animation where she just does a triangle with her hand, and then puts it up to her eye, um, and like a sign of the Illuminati or whatever. And but she can do it again. And if somebody shoots, because Akuma shot a projectile, she did it again, and that connected, and basically she just grabs you, and she's grabbing you by the foot, twirling you around, and then she does another thing with her fingers, where Akuma is in there, and he's now in this alchemy type looking sun crest design, and she just like shoots him with a beam of light. It's a slow execution, but it makes it the perfect follow up to attacks that launch at opponents into the air. Just don't use it willy nilly without looking. Got it? Ooh, so there's one where she basically shoots it, grabs it, and now she's just this huge cosmic being, and she is basically holding a small version of Akuma as a little puppet. She's sprinkling all these little uh, dust, fairy dust type things, and Akuma is just getting hit right and left. And then she drops a little fairy dust, and now it looks like a ball of blue and purple cosmic energy as she holds her hands together like she's about to throw a fireball. And then that's it. KO, you're over. And then now she has collected Akuma for her little books of characters, and she flies away, grabs her little Um, I don't remember what her little buddies are called, but yeah, and that's it, guys. So she comes out on the 28th, and I will be playing her. I will also be playing, showing off OG Ingrid. So keep it there for more of that. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you on the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adaptive, accessible, modern takes on Street Fighter 6 and all of the other coming 1v1 games and some tag fighters coming up in the pipeline. So thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.